This is the Scorecard, where you score the latest sports news and in-depth views. I'm Anton Roxas. On the Scorecard tonight, Alas Pilipinas ready to ignite the AFC Nations Cup stage. Letran shocks Benilde, ends 15-year finals drought. Meanwhile, the Arellano Chiefs crush Mapua. Finals battle versus Letran is on. UAAP stars march into AFC Asian Cup battle, Philippines versus Tajikistan. World Boxing drops a bombshell, Khelif out of competition after gender test rules. IBF champ Taduran celebrated in Senate after thrilling title defense. In Major League Baseball, Philadelphia Phillies fall to Toronto Blue Jays with 6 losses in 7 games. In the NBA Finals, Tyrese Haliburton hits a last-second dagger as the Pacers shock the Thunder in NBA Finals opener. And NBA superfan Neon Man joins us tonight as we break down Game 1 of the NBA Finals and make bold predictions for Game 2. All the headlines and more on the Scorecard tonight, the 6th of June. Now, here's our roundup. Alas Pilipinas is back, and this time they're ready to take the AFC Nations Cup by storm. The Philippine women's national volleyball team is gearing up for a high-stakes battle in Hanoi, Vietnam, with one goal in mind: win. Leading the charge, Captain Marvel, Gia de Guzman. Right beside her, the electrifying Bella Belen, who's poised to make waves on the international stage. But the road won't be easy. Pool B is stacked. Kazakhstan, Iran, Indonesia, Mongolia, New Zealand. Only the top 2 teams advance, and every match matters. Head coach George Souza de Brito is bringing in reinforcements, so expect to see firepower from Brooke Van Sickle and Savvy Davison as the team guns for a deep run. And let's not forget about Ellie Soyud. After her breakout performance in the local league, she's bringing that same energy to the national squad. The stage is set, the fire is burning. Alas Pilipinas is ready to fly high in Hanoi. Stay tuned. We'll be tracking every serve, every block, every point. This is the AFC Nations Cup, and this is Alas Pilipinas. In collegiate volleyball, Colegio de San Juan de Letran is back on the big stage. The Knights shocked twice to beat De La Salle College of St. Benilde. The scoreline 22-25, 28-26, 25-14, 25-20. A thriller of a do-or-die battle in the NCAA Men's Volleyball Final 4 because it has been 15 years since the last finals appearance of Letran. Season 85, 2009, my debut in sportscasting. A three-peat champion, now they're back to contend. After splitting 2 gritty sets, Letran dominated the third, leading by as much as 21-9, powering through with 14 attack points, just 4 errors. The fourth set, Benilde fought back, closed the gap to 18-17. But Vince Himzon lit the spark, and Bem Bautista sealed the deal. Bautista dropped 27 points, including the final 3 hammers that ended Benilde's hopes. Vince Himzon added 18 points for the Knights. Balbacal and Betco led Benilde with 15 each. Game 1 of the finals, that's this Sunday. Expect fireworks. Meanwhile, Arellano University flattened Mapua University with a sweep of 25-20, 25-15, 25-15 to blast themselves into the NCAA Men's Volleyball Finals. The Chiefs are back after 7 years, ready to throw down against Colegio de San Juan de Letran for the title. They fought from behind, erased a twice-to-beat disadvantage against the number 2 seed, and dominated every set. Now, in the third set, the Chiefs led 7-4, then ripped off an 11-3 run to blow the game wide open, taking an 18-7 lead that Mapua just couldn't handle. Now, Mapua tried a last-ditch 5-0 run to make it interesting, but Penny Coramen put Arellano on match point. A missed attack from Adi Villados gave Mapua a little breathing room, but a costly service error from JD Valenzuela sealed their fate. Adi Villados was unstoppable, delivering 20 out of 20 excellent sets to keep the Chiefs on fire. Now for Mapua, only RJ Ramos hit double digits with 10 points. Barbie San Andres struggled with just 6. as Mapua now fights Benilde for third place in the battle for third. The stage is set for an electrifying NCAA Finals. Game 1 between Arellano and Letran kicks off this Sunday. Here's cheering on the former and current UAAP athletes proudly representing the Philippine men's national football team as they gear up for the 2027 AFC Asian Cup qualification match against Tajikistan. Happening June 10 at the new Clark City Athletic Stadium, the UAAP, University Athletic Association of the Philippines, has long been a breeding ground for the country's finest young football talents. Now, they're taking their game to Asia's biggest stage, leading the charge. Imane Aguinaldo from the University of the Philippines, Far Eastern University, Dov Carino from Ateneo de Manila University, and Harvey Gayoso, also from Ateneo de Manila University. The future, the past, the present, all coming together for the flag. The AFC Asian Cup is a premier football competition for national teams across the continent with a coveted spot among Asia's elite on the line. So Philippines, let's show up, cheer loud, and fuel the fight. This is your UAAP pride. This is your national team. This is the AFC Asian Cup, Philippines versus Tajikistan. Khelif out, but the fight isn't over. Not even close. Imane Khelif, Algeria's boxing powerhouse, is out of the Eindhoven Box Cup. Not by choice, not by KO, but because of a gender eligibility ruling from World Boxing. Dirk Renders, tournament spokesman, confirmed to AFP that Algeria's Khelif is off the lineup, and the decision came straight from World Boxing. World Boxing, now the official guardian of Olympic boxing, recently instituted new rules mandating gender testing for all athletes over 18 years old. The Algerian Federation was told Khelif must take a PCR test to prove eligibility targeting the SRY gene, the biomarker on the Y chromosome used to determine biological sex. Khelif, fresh off a gold in the women's welterweight in Paris, is no stranger to controversy. She and Taiwan's Lin Yu-ting were disqualified from the 2023 IBA World Championships due to similar gender testing issues. The IOC stepped in, stripping the IBA of Olympic boxing control and allowing both boxers to fight in Paris, condemning the IBA's move as sudden and arbitrary. The IOC clearly said they were born women, raised women, and have competed as women their entire careers. Now, with World Boxing at the helm for the 2028 Los Angeles Games, the future is unsettled. Khelif, a beacon of pride for Algeria, fired back after her gold win. I was born a woman, lived a woman, and fought as a woman. She promises to fight this battle everywhere, in the ring, in the courts, and in the public eye until the truth is undeniable. World Boxing has since apologized for singling her out in their first announcement, calling it a mistake. Khelif may be off the ring this week, but her fight for justice is far from over. In a night of proud celebration, the Senate of the Philippines gave a thunderous round of applause to IBF minimum weight champion Pedro Kid General Taduran. Fresh off his hard-fought title defense in Japan, the 27-year-old Lebon Albay native showed the nation why he's a true champion. Last May 24, Taduran took on rival Ginjiro Shigeoka in a brutal rematch in Osaka and emerged victorious, retaining his IBF belt in a grueling battle that tested every ounce of his grit and skill. The Senate's resolution was clear. This guy is not just a fighter, he's a force to be reckoned with. Taduran's win shows he can compete with the best of the best, and he's only getting stronger, the official statement said. With his manager, Kukoy Elorde, son of the legendary Flash Elorde, by his side, Kid General stood proud and humble. The scorecards told the story: 118, 110, 115, 113, and 113, 115, a split decision that testified to his unstoppable heart. Now, with a record of 18 wins, 4 losses, 1 draw, and 13 knockouts, Taduran's eyes are set on his next big fight, a high-stakes unification showdown against WBA and WBO champion Oscar Collazo from Puerto Rico. The Philippines stands beside him, or behind him. The world is watching, and Kid General, he's just getting started. The Phillies can't find their rhythm, while the Jays are swinging with authority. Bo Bichette ignited the game with a 2-run homer, setting the Jays on fire. Miles Straw and Tyler Heineman delivered big, 2 hits and 3 RBIs each. Toronto cruised to a smooth 9-1 victory, dealing Philly another harsh defeat. Alejandro Kirk kept the heat on with 3 hits, a run, and an RBI. The Jays sweep the series, taking 2 of 3. Now on the mound, Chris Bassett was unstoppable. 7 innings, 1 run, 5 hits, marking his 3rd win in 4 starts. After a hot start with 6 runs in Game 1, Philly struggled to score, managing only 4 runs in the next 2 games. Toronto pounded Philly with a big second inning, straight RBI doubles from Straw and Heineman, and Bichette dropped his 8th homer. The Jays added 4 more in the 3rd, highlighted by a 2-run single from Straw and dropped fly that scored 2 runs. Now, in a surprise move, outfielder Weston Wilson pitched a scoreless 8th inning for Philly. The bottom line, Toronto's on a roll. Philadelphia is in trouble. In the NBA, Indiana just stole Game 1, and Tyrese Haliburton was the thief in chief. With the clock ticking down, the game on the line, Haliburton stepped up, drained a cold-blooded 21-foot jumper with 0.3 seconds left and sent the Thunder fans into silence. Final score, Pacers 111, Thunder 110. What a finish, what a fight back. Down 15 points late in the 4th, the Pacers stormed back with a 14-2 run, stealing the lead in the final seconds. Now it's 1-0 Pacers. Next stop, Game 2 on Sunday, Monday in the Philippines in Oklahoma City. Pascal Siakam led Indiana with 19 points. Obi Toppin added 17 off the bench, and Turner had 15. Haliburton and Nembhard chipped in 14 each.
It's a total team effort. We had so many guys chip in. Obi was huge off the bench. Miles in the 4th, Andrew Nembhard in the 4th. So many guys stepped up, and just really proud of this group.
The Pacers survived 24 turnovers and a 38-point night from MVP Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Indiana is still chasing their first NBA title. OKC, their first since relocating from Seattle. History is up for grabs, and this series just turned electric. And here's your daily dose of sports lingo. What's the most memorable stuff you've ever seen in a basketball game, and why is it such a big deal? To stuff someone in basketball means to block their shot, usually with authority, denying them a score right at the rim. A stuff is more than just a block. It's a statement. It shows dominance in the paint, sending a message that the defender is in control. It can fire up the crowd and swing momentum for the defensive team. Even in the very first NBA Finals in 1947, defense was key. While the game looked different then, players still made big plays like stuffs to protect the basket and turn the tide. It's a timeless move that's excited fans for decades. So next time you see a player throw down a massive block, remember, that's a stuff that can change the game. It's time now for our off-court buzzer. The NBA might be gearing up for its biggest power play in decades, and Adam Silver just dropped the first hints. During his presser at the finals, the commish said what many of us have been whispering for years. Yep, it's time to talk expansion. And not just Vegas or Seattle, though you know those cities are foaming at the mouth. Silver said we're looking international too. Think London, Paris, maybe even a European league down the road. But wait, there's more. The NBA also is looking to fix the All-Star game because, let's face it, the ratings have been flatlining like a bad third quarter. Silver teased a new format that might add some global flair. Imagine Team USA versus Team World on Olympic preview in the middle of the season. So here we are, NBA owners meeting in Vegas next month. And the stakes are big: expansion, international leagues, a globally reimagined all-star game. The future of the NBA? It might be bigger, faster, and more global than ever. And that's our roundup for tonight, the 6th of June. Up next, NBA superfan Neon Man is back here at the VNC studio live as we break down Game 1 of the NBA Finals and make bold predictions for Game 2. So keep it right here on The Scorecard. Welcome back to The Scorecard. It's the NBA Finals, and Game 1 has just become ground 0. The battle is on, and it really means war. And here to help us break down the first face-off is NBA superfan Neon Man.
Hello, what's up?
Brother, it's about time. Namiss kita.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for having me back.
Akala ko, nandun ka sa States. Akala ko manunood ka ng NBA Finals. So, I want to ask you, why are you here?
Wala nang budget, bro. Ipon muna next season. We'll be back next season.
Yeah, alam mo, you've made waves on social media recently talking about your change in perspective with regards to life. Kasi nga, alam ng tao na lagi kang nandoon. And all these questions, how can he afford this? Why is he always there? And you really let people know that sometimes priorities change and it's okay to not maintain yung ganong klaseng lifestyle.
Right. Kasi ako parang, I feel like a lot of people look at me na parang, I really hype a lot of people.
Yes.
And people think na parang, talagang full YOLO mode and everything and all that. But, sometimes life is not all about hindi puro good times, di ba?
Yes,
talagang up and down, and it's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
So, yeah.
But one thing that hasn't changed is that you are still a huge NBA super fan. So
Yeah, of course.
Pag-usapan natin itong game 1. Grabe, the first thing I said while watching this game, nung natapos, final buzzer, what the hally?
I know, right?
What the hally? My goodness.
But are we still surprised?
Oh my, he's been doing
it
this
like every other week over the past 2 months.
Yeah. So what's your takeaway? Biggest takeaway from game number 1?
Actually, biggest takeaway, I mean, are we still even surprised he did that? I mean, when Pascal Siakam got that rebound, last rebound, I was like, oh my goodness. I don't watch a lot of Pacer games, but I know that it's going to Hallie's hand. and we got the ball. Pucha, game over na.
So before Haliburton, it was Nembhard making those clutch step backs.
Right.
Pascal Siakam was also solid, as you mentioned. SGA. What a game.
I know.
What a game.
SGA really had a great, MVP type of performance. Unfortunately, talagang the magic of the Indiana Pacers is really hard to beat.
Yeah, yun talaga yung inabangan ko with this series. The matchup of the star point guards, Tyrese Haliburton and SGA Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, NBA scoring champion and NBA MVP. Let's break it down, Neon Man. Let's go to the big LED here. And I'm gonna do something different. Babanatan kita ng mga stats. You can call me Professor Anton Roxas. Okay?
Okay, coach.
Because you bring the fire, I will bring the numbers here tonight.
Okay.
SGA, binanggit ko, Neon Man. One of the highest scoring debuts in the history of the NBA. We're talking about Allen, the answer Iverson. We're talking about George Mikan. Pero yung 38 points ni Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, one of the best scoring debuts in NBA Finals history. But you remember 2001, Allen, the answer Iverson. This was against Kobe Bryant. This was against Shaquille O'Neal. 48 points, nanalo sila. And then SGA, after George Mikan, 38, natalo naman against Indiana.
Kaya nga eh. So, well, ibang klase talaga yung si Hallie. Talagang super clutch talaga. Ibang out of this world. Parang it's never been happened. Like every series meron siyang ganitong type of performance.
I know. And you know what's crazy? This is the first time this has happened in 183 games. When teams are trailing by more than 9 points, anong iisipin mo? Tapos na to. Tapos na ang boxing. 9 points eh. Less than 3 minutes. Paano mo hahabulin yan? And in 183 games, the one team that was able to complete a comeback since the NBA Finals in 1971, Indiana. Kaya yung sinabi mo kanina, tama, Neon Man eh. Nagugulat pa ba tayo?
Kaya nga, etong stats na to, every other week, nakikita ko to eh. Hindi na surprising eh.
And what about the comebacks, okay? Let's talk about the comebacks. Every round, may comeback itong Indiana Pacers. Tyrese Haliburton has hit 4 game-tying or go-ahead shots in the final 5 seconds of a game in these NBA playoffs. Let's start with the Milwaukee Bucks. Grabe, remember that game? Yung si Gary Trent, he was on fire, kaya lang he bobbled the ball. Tignan mo tong score na to. 34.7 seconds to go, lamang ng 7, tapos na yan. Paano nakahabol ni Neon Man, what is up with this?
I think there was 2 turnovers by Gary Trent na parang kailangan hawakan nyo na lang yung bola. Hawakan nyo na lang.
Hindi na nagawa.
Nabitawan pa.
Okay, so after Milwaukee, eto na. Cleveland, number 1 team. Akala nila, wala. Yung Milwaukee, nakaswerte lang yung Indiana kasi na-injure si Damian Lillard. Pero yung Cleveland, di nila matatalo yan. Look, tapos na to eh. 46.7, 119, number 12, 112, natalo pa.
Ibang klase talaga.
Haliburton went at Donovan Mitchell.
Kaya nga eh.
And then,
you know, with the Indiana Pacers, talagang, what's nice with them, talagang balanced scoring and everything. Talagang, but, pag last shot, it's clear. The ball goes to Hali.
That's what happened here against New York. Ganun na naman ang nangyari. Who will forget? Where were you when he did the choke? Game number 1, the choke.
I was at home looking at Facebook Live.
Tumuro pa kay Reggie Miller. Well, si Reggie Miller ang tumuro sa kanya.
Kaya nga.
But he saw Reggie Miller and then he did the choke.
But this one, I don't think the New York Knicks choked here.
Okay.
Grabe. 6 straight 3 points si Neesmith.
Aaron Neesmith, yeah.
Wow, that wasn't a choke. They got super lucky that game.
And then, eto yung pinaka-recent Neon Man, ha? Today. Okay, game number 1 of the finals. Let's take a look at the score. With 2 minutes and 36 seconds left. Bam! Look at that. 108-99. Dito nagtapos.
Are we even surprised? Talagang, when Haliburton got that ball, I was like, bro, I've seen this over and over. Game over na.
Let's bring out the play. Let's bring out the play. Dapat, ito na yung pang-ice ni Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, okay? And then Obi Toppin finds the guy. Cason Wallace, Neon Man, what do you think about Cason Wallace being the guy to guard Haliburton?
Well, I think that's as good as you can guard him. I mean, unless you double him, right? Parang,
yeah.
I think they know that he's gonna shoot it. But yeah, that's as good as of a defense they can do.
What about the defense on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander? Pang 40 yan ni Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, but he missed.
Yeah, but that's a shot that he makes like every single day, and yeah, he just missed it.
So kumbaga,
it was a good look.
You live and die with that shot.
Yeah, you live and die with that shot.
So, masasabi ba natin na para kay Haliburton at sa Indiana talaga? Kasi di ba, as you said, sure ball na yan kay Shai
Yeah.
Pero napunta ulit kay Tyrese Haliburton.
Well, talagang, this is the shot that's, I mean, talagang, he is writing this movie as we see it on TV. It's like, God, even the WWE script writers can't write a better script than this.
Game 1 was like a movie, and we're so excited for game number 2 happening on Monday. Neon Man, your thoughts, adjustments na pwedeng gawin ng OKC para makabawi sa game number 2?
I think the OKC Thunder did a pretty good job today. Talagang medyo minalas lang talaga sa dulo, di ba?
Okay.
And I think they're still heavily favored.
Yeah.
I still think the OKC is gonna win it all.
Ah, wow,
but
okay.
at least now we have a series already.
Okay.
Because everybody thinks it's talaga heavily favored yung Oklahoma City Thunder.
I'll give you some more numbers. ESPN analysts, there were 23 of them, okay? Tinanong sila, sino ang pipiliin mo? Sino ang pick mo na mag-champion? 20 out of the 23 said OKC. Tatlo lang ang nagsabing Indiana. And at the press conference, sinabi ni Tyrese Haliburton, ano kayo ngayon? Overrated? Now you're saying OKC's gonna win? Pero grabe, the percentage, liamado talaga sina SGA at OKC.
Kaya nga eh. So, we'll see. They're gonna play in their home court and I think they're gonna win game 2.
So your prediction is OKC in how many games?
I think I still think they can finish this in 5 games.
Wow.
Without the magic of walang ganitong chamba ulit. I mean, can we still call it chamba? They've been doing it every other week. But wow, this is something else.
So, Neon Man, I'm surprised. You think masisweep ni SGA at ng OKC the rest of the way?
I think so.
I think so. So parang yun nangyari kay Allen Iverson
and the Lakers.
Nanalo lang ng game number 1, na-sweep na.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
We'll see.
Okay.
What do you think?
All right. Alam mo, if there is one player in these playoffs that I became a huge fan, yung tipong na-convert ako, yung tipong gusto ko bumili ng NBA jersey sa team store, It's this guy right here, Tyrese Haliburton.
Ali.
Let's bet on it.
Yeah, let's go.
Just kidding. Neon Man, thank you so much for coming here on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Salamat. Thank you. I'll see you again soon. Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Up next, the stakes just got higher. Oklahoma City wants redemption, but Indiana, they smell blood. Shades of the 2011 Mavericks, or will the Thunder strike back? We'll break down the favorites, the underdogs, and everything in between so you can keep your eyes on the prize. Welcome back to the Scorecard. It's time to keep your eyes on the prize. This is it, the biggest stage, the final chapter of the NBA season, the Haliburton heist. The legacy makers, the moment breakers, and a new champion rising. This is the NBA Finals 2025, where every possession writes history. All right, now that we've broken down the madness that was Game 1, the turnovers, the comeback, and the Haliburton dagger, let's shift the focus because Game 2, it's not just another night in June. It's a test of identity for Oklahoma City. This is about how fast you grow up because, let's be real, if you're the Thunder and you blow a 15-point fourth quarter lead at home in Game 1 of the NBA Finals, how do you respond on Monday? That tells us, or that will tell us, everything about where this team really is. Now here's the Thunder's Game 2 checklist. First, they've got to get Chet Holmgren more involved inside. He had just 8 field goal attempts. Number 2, trust Jalen Williams in secondary creation. Too much hero ball late. And control the tempo. The Pacers want chaos. Do not give them a runway. Now, this has the feel of one of those turning points we talk about 5 years from now. Either Shai Gilgeous-Alexander comes out, drops 42 with 10 assists, and reestablishes himself as the guy, or Indiana walks in and steals another one. And then suddenly, this series flips from Thunder are the favorites to Pacers might finish this thing in, dare I say, 5? Because here's the kicker. If Indiana gets Game 2, woo! They go home with a 2-0 lead. 3 straight games at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. And Haliburton playing with house money. That's where the swagger becomes something else. And that something else is destiny. Now, I know the narrative is that the Thunder are still the better team on paper, better defense, more polished half-court sets, MVP talent. But Indiana has that weird, chaotic magic right now. That 2011 Mavericks, we don't care who you are, energy. And Rick Carlisle, he's already played this exact song before. So here's what we're watching in Game 2. Will the Thunder front court dominate early and actually finish strong? Can the Pacers keep that bench energy rolling? Or does regression hit? Can Tyrese Haliburton really do it again? Or does OKC finally clamp down? Game 2 is more than a bounce-back game. It's a recalibration of the entire series. Will the Thunder restore order and remind everyone why they were the top seed? Or are the Pacers about to make their Cinderella story feel inevitable? Favorites or underdogs? That's what we're about to break down because one team's reputation is on the line and the other, they're just playing with house money and wrecking brackets along the way. So stay ahead of the game as the battle for the NBA title heats up with high-stakes games. And here's your odds breakdown for Monday, Game 2. And that wraps up our look ahead to Game 2. The finals are just getting started, but for one team, the clock is already ticking. Tune in, lock in, and stay ready so you can keep your eyes on the prize. Now, before we go, think on this. Sinabi ni Tyrese Haliburton, after game number 1, we've been doubted all year. We believe in each other. And that is all that matters. And with that, thank you for joining us tonight. We'll see you again next week on The Scorecard, where sports is our business and business is our sport, right here on the Bilyonaryo News Channel. This has been Anton Roxas. Have a blessed evening, everybody, and happy weekend.